Okay, so this is the mayor, the mayor of Dolton, Illinois, telling residents to pay their taxes. She's gonna play Bitch Better Have My Money.
And I'm looking for that Rihanna. That's what I'm looking for. This is what they told me to tell y'all right here. Every single resident. Pay me what you owe me. Thank you, DJ.
So I know. That was insane. But we have new stuff to talk about. We got some old stuff to talk about. We'll get through it all because I'm going to let you lay out a whole bunch of stuff that is going to be like, wow. So who is Tiffany A. Henyard? Well, she is the first female mayor of Dolton, Illinois.
Are you ready to take your oath?
Yes.
Tonight, Dolton's new mayor, Tiffany Henyard, sworn in.
Dolton residents, I am reporting for duty.
Henyard, now the first woman and the youngest person to ever be elected mayor of the South Suburb.
So that was great. She was the first female mayor of Dolton. Whoopee! What was she doing before she became the mayor of Dolton? Let's say 5 years before that, in 2016. I looked up Illinois' criminal records from 2009 to 2023. Mugshot, Illinois, search criminal records, charges, current and former inmates. Okay. I went to H. Let's say that's because I'm looking for a woman named Henyard. So I'm going to Control F this and put Henyard. Tiffany A. Henyard, arrested July 20th, 2016. Released July 21st, 2016. Criminal trespass to vehicles. This is someone who's breaking into vehicles. And here's her address. And it's Dolton, Illinois. So could this be Tiffany A. Henyard, super mayor? Could this be the mayor? Now, this is 5 years before she became mayor. So she's 32 here. Does this look like Tiffany A. Henyard, super mayor? No. Let's see if we can find something else. Let's see if we can find the arrest record. Well, hey, I already found it. She was booked in the Chicago PD. Look at this. Again, released July 21st. Charged criminal trespass to vehicles. And she had to pay $1,500 bond. Is this our super mayor? If this is correct, which I do not know, it looks like the super mayor was breaking into vehicles 5 years before she became the elected mayor of the town, responsible for spending millions of dollars of taxpayer money. I think these people didn't do a proper background investigation on Tiffany A. Henyard. Now, if you think about it, it makes sense now why the mayor's doing all this crazy stuff, because the mayor is a little loony herself. That's why I think that she may have hired this child blank offender to go into people's houses. Oh yeah, just so you know that I'm not making that up. Here it is.
46-year-old Lavelle Redmond is close friends with Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who in September hired Redmond as a code enforcement officer without the village board's approval. Redmond served 25 years in prison for the brutal gang rape and beating of two young teenage girls in the 1990s.
Now you think that's crazy, but wait, there's a little bit more. See, the mayor doesn't like the rules and regulations that she needs to follow to spend the town's money. So, in one instance, the mayor wrote her own check, a $500,000 check to pay someone. But the problem is that the law in this village says that the mayor and the clerk must sign all checks as a checks and balance system. But as you're going to see, the mayor said, the hell with that. She's the mayor. She's the super mayor. And she doesn't need to follow the law or any of these rules. So she just wrote the check and signed it herself.
Just for the record, and the reason I guess I want all of the citizens to know why we're so adamant about this budget and what's going on. May 12, 2021, a resolution was passed. The following persons are hereby authorized to be added as signatories for all city accounts. Mayor Tiffany Henyard, Village Clerk Allison Key. Any prior signatories or individuals authorized and hereby removed from the accounts, prior authorization is revoked. Number of signatures required are a combination of both signatures. After approval of payment by the village board, each check shall be signed by the mayor and the clerk. We have a $500,000 check signed by Mayor Tiffany Henyard. Y'all wonder why we worried about the money? This is why we worried about the money. $561,000 check with one signature on there. It's a problem. That means that money is being spent, and after we don't find out till after the check's been cashed. That's why we up here complaining about it.
So this mayor is essentially just like writing checks to whoever for $500,000. Forget about the law. She's hiring child blank offenders, doing whatever she wants. And people are like wondering, like, what the hell? Why do we hire? Or how do we hire this woman? And she's literally acting like a gangster. Here's her dressed up as Nino Brown from New Jack City. Now, Nino Brown was a crack dealing mafia kingpin who killed people for fun. And she dressed up like him to go to a village board meeting to show her dominance. She's got as much power as Nino Brown. Check it out.
Nobody knows something. Don't nobody know nothing.
Tiffany Henyard certainly isn't shy about attracting attention. Here she is starting a Dolton Village board meeting dressed like the Wesley Snipes character in the movie New Jack City.
Now, before the super mayor got elected in 2021, the village of Dolton had a surplus of money. But since the mayor has been in office, that surplus has turned into a deficit of $5 million. Yes, that means the town now owes $5 million.
Greetings, this is Trustee Edward Steve, and I must address the appalling lies that you may have heard in attempts to smear my name and sully my character. To stop a mayor who already recklessly turned a budget surplus into a $5.8 million deficit with no plans of how to get us out of it.
That's right. There's a $5 million deficit. Now, we'll get into the spending in a second, but this was the mayor's response to the trustees complaining about the mayor just spending like crazy. Check this out.
Hello? Hello?
You wanna argue? I can't argue with you. You mad? I can't argue with you. No. Look at you. Look at you. You mad? Look at you. You big mad. I'm happy. Leave me alone. I'm happy. Sway. Leave me alone. I'm happy. Leave me alone. I'm happy. Sway. Leave me alone. I'm happy. Leave me alone. I'm happy. Sway. Leave me alone.
Listen, don't come for me unless I send for you. All right?
Now, just like any politician, when you need money quick and you're in a bond, a $5 million deficit, where are you going to get that money from? So the mayor said, let me start writing people $500 tickets and forcing them to pay it all in one day. Or guess what? Those tickets that are $500 are going to turn into $1,000 tickets. Check this out.
Only on 2 tonight, outrage in a different South suburban town, Dolton. Hundreds of people lined up to pay tickets they say they never should have gotten. As CBS 2's Jermon Terry explains, they were told to show up in court today where the fines would double.
Usually the trains are the loudest noise in South suburban Dolton. Yet on Thursday, the rumble came from hundreds in long lines outside the municipal court. How long were you in that line?
I couldn't even tell you, man. It was a long day.
I sat down, I stood up. I've been in line for 2 hours.
They are all here after getting slapped with various citations all of a sudden by the city.
At first I thought it was $50. And then I had to put my glasses on.
Elizabeth Watson quickly saw an extra zero for a total sum of $500. And if she didn't stand in this line to appear in court,
after the 21st, I'll be on $1,000.
Which is why hundreds packed the municipal court.
That's a lot for a senior citizen, on a fixed income.
And these outrageous amounts is insane.
The vast majority of people slapped with the $500 ticket say they never parked.
This administration has cost us a $5 million deficit. And now I believe that the mayor is trying to make up that deficit on the backs of the residents.
That's right. $500 parking tickets. How's she going to pay for her trips to Las Vegas?
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
Actually, yes. Mayor Henyard and other top officials traveled to Sin City in May to attend a shopping center conference. It's unclear if it helped Dolton land any deals. The credit card records do shed some light on tax dollars spent at several restaurants near the Strip, including Cafe Hollywood and Hot and Juicy Crawfish. They show township taxpayers also spent money on the Vegas Strip on everything from steak dinners to hotels, and $3,741 just on Henyard's round-trip flight.
But I shouldn't have to sit up here and break all this down.
Now, Mayor Henyard gets quite petty. For instance, if there's other elected officials who start saying, hold on, you're spending money a little bit recklessly here, she essentially locks them out of their office, even though she has no legal right to do so. Like this.
So this is the assessor's office.
Cassandra Elston has been the assessor here in Thornton Township for the past 10 years, an elected position that helps residents deal with exemptions and property tax appeals. But when she arrived at work this morning, something strange happened. This was your office?
Yes.
What happened when you tried to open it?
It doesn't work.
Not only had Elston been locked out of her own office, but boxes of sensitive documents that she kept in her office were spread around the common area. So who did this to you?
Well, I imagine this new supervisor, Tiffany Henyard.
Tiffany Henyard has become a political lightning rod since she was elected mayor of Dolton, making $46,000 a year, and last year appointed Thornton Township supervisor at more than $200,000 a year. Elston has been critical of Henyard's spending at the township and believes getting kicked out is political payback.
But this is not going to stop me. This is my job. This is what I get paid to do.
She's the assessor. She invited us inside, and that's when township security officers stepped in.
Okay, so you're refusing to leave?
Yes. South Holland police were called to the scene, and they agreed with us that the assessor had every right to invite us into her office.
The news crew is here to do an interview on me.
Does Tiffany Henyard have any right to do this?
Not only Tiffany Henyard, but nobody has any right to do this to a separate elected official like the assessor.
The assessor's lawyer, Bert Odelson, tells me they plan to file a lawsuit in Cook County demanding she get her office back.
Now, this is what Tiffany Henyard does. If she thinks that another elected official is not going to do what she wants them to do, she just locks them out of their office. Matter of fact, she did it to the whole city council.
The mayor locking the trustees out of Village Hall tonight, forcing them to have a meeting out in the parking lot, all of which has Dolton residents shaking their heads in disbelief.
I think it's deplorable for her to lock out elected officials, not only the residents, but the elected officials also, so they can conduct the business of the village.
Okay, so I don't know what this town's going to do with this crazy mayor, but the FBI needs to be called. We need to call the Attorney General's office. You need to get somebody in there to find out what the hell is going on, because whatever this mayor's doing, it doesn't seem to be on the up and up. And she has the police backing her. The police are doing all her dirty work for her.
WGN investigates a town in turmoil. A South Suburban mayor accused of using police to target her political opponents.
Investigative reporter Ben Bradley has the story.
For decades, the Shaw brothers ran politics in and around South Suburban Dolton. Their antics were legendary, but now there's a new leader in town. She calls herself the people's super mayor, but that's not how some of the people would characterize her leadership.
Show me 23.
The night of June 10th, police arrived at this truck yard in Dolton, owned by Lawrence Gardner.
How are you?
I don't know. I was doing good till you got here.
The reason police responded depends on who you ask. In this report, officers said it was for an ordinance violation for hosting a group of bikers at his business without a license. But Gardner has a different take.
Okay. It's what it is.
So here we go.
He says he's been repeatedly harassed for not supporting Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
We taking care of all the business, right? All the business.
You can't stop me from closing my gate.
Last time I'm gonna say it, sir.
Okay.
Please stop.
I'm not.
Okay.
The
standoff that night ended with Gardner in handcuffs.
I'm tired of them. They've been harassing me for months and months and months.
Have a seatbelt, sir.
And charged with misdemeanor obstructing an officer.
How do I matter you?
With the gate. It's all on body cam, no big deal.
The charge eventually dropped. The Dolton Park District's director said in her case, the mayor objected to a car show on park property and shut down the event.
It felt like an abuse of power. She used her entire police force to come in and prevent something from happening because things didn't go her way, really.
They need to be investigated too. This should be a major story over a whole newscast because this woman has essentially taken this town hostage. And it seems like there's nothing they can do about it, right? $5 million in the hole while she's spending money like it's going out of style. And we haven't even talked about the police overtime, any of that stuff. If you want to see that stuff, look at the other videos. But it's insane. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about this mayor. Do you think that picture, that mugshot of Tiffany A. Henyard from Dolton in 2016 stealing out of cars, or arrested for stealing out of cars, do you think that's the same Tiffany A. Henyard who's mayor of Dolton today? If that's the case, that's crazy. It's like George Santos again. Let me know how you feel in the comment section. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. And if you want to see this video early, don't forget, join us on Locals, Patreon, or grab a YouTube membership, and you'll see this video before anyone else. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.